Hey there, guys. Here we are. Gonna do ourselves a little airsoft review. This is gonna be an unboxing of the Kalashnikov licensed AK-47 by Syma. Real metal, full metal, and real wood furniture. I can't wait to see what this thing's like. It does have the electric blowback. Way back in the day, I remember when the electric blowback was starting to come out. They were trying to make a big deal out of it, and it kind of faded off, and then it started to make a comeback again. So this one has the electric blowback, and I'll tell you another gun that I unboxed, which was way bigger than this, was way lighter than this. This thing is heavy. So let's get this thing opened. I'm curious to see. This is about as far as I got. I did open the box, but I didn't take anything out. As you can see, everything in here is still in the plastic. I never took anything out. So I figured I'd do this with all you guys. Kalashnikov AK-47. Very popular. It was very popular at one time, then it kind of faded off, and now it's getting popular again in the airsoft. A lot of people will run an M4, but there are still a lot of those who like to run the AK. I have an AK. It's a very old Tokyo Marui AK. It's kind of a parts gun. It was put together by a good friend of mine who's no longer with us. Our team basically put it together with a bunch of spare parts, and it was handed to me for when we would do the MilSim ops and we would play Russian insurgents. I wanted something that looked the part. And my gun, because it was bits and pieces from a bunch of different AKs, had real wood for the forward grip and the pistol grip, but the rear stock was still plastic, still fake looking plastic that looked like wood. But that one took a hit the last time we took it out, and we're missing a couple of pieces from it, and I can't get the pieces to put it back together. So this will be a nice little unboxing to see what this is like. Maybe this will be its replacement, and then I can just retire that one and keep it as a conversation piece. So let's break into this thing here. Like I said, it's still in the plastic. I never even opened it. To be honest, all the airsoft guns I've ever purchased, I've never seen one wrapped in plastic like this. But see what's in here. Let's see what is in here. This thing looks awesome. Really, yep. I'm gonna be pulling out all the little plastic paper and cardboard and everything that was stuck in here. It does come with one Hi-Cat mag. It says it's a 450 round capacity, which is just about what my other AK mags are. Ooh, I almost don't even want to touch it. This thing is nice looking. But let's get this thing out of here. Oh, it is so heavy. Oh my gosh. This thing is nuts. Dude, this thing, a little bit of styrofoam stuck to it. This thing has got to be as heavy as the real one. That is really nice. And of course, orange tip. Got to have these. Some states require that you put orange bands of tape along the receiver and the foregrip, the pistol grip, the magazine. I would check with your state's regulations. The retailer that I ordered these from sent me one with that tape on there stating that where I live and where they shipped it, those were the restrictions and that they had to comply. I looked into the law, and in my state, none of that is true. But oh well, I took the tape off. But this one didn't come with the tape, but the other one did. And that'll be another video. But this thing is, let's see how this fits here. Clips right in, real nice. Very nice. You can see this, obviously orange tip, all metal and real wood. This thing is, like I said, this thing is pretty heavy. Now, this one is wired to the rear, and what I notice on this, the butt plate here, looks like a couple of Phillips head screws to take that off. Now this thing is very, and again it has the electric blowback, so there's your hop-up adjustment there. Adjustable rear sight, kind of standard AK stuff. Well, heck, let's get the oh, that's going to be the sight adjustment tool. Okay, sight adjustment tool. You get yourself an unjamming rod in here. Got an unjamming rod, sight adjustment tool, one high capacity magazine. So let's get this stuff out of here and see if we can get this battery compartment open. Get this battery compartment open and see how this thing shoots. Or see how it cycles, I should say. Let's go do that now. Okay, we're back. Got the box and stuff out of the way. Now we just have the airsoft gun here on the table. The texture of this wood and the coloring is really, really nice. Really nice. So I'm going to go ahead and take this the compartment, take this thing off here and see what this looks like back here. I don't know if it has pre-threaded holes with like an insert, or if these screws are just going into the wood like a lag bolt. And actually this is fine thread, yep, and it's metal. I don't know if you heard that thing hit the ground. This thing is metal. That is crazy. Now let's see, I know it's wired to the rear with small Tamiya connection. Yep, actually has a threaded, I don't know if you can see this. Let me see if I can get it in here. If you look there, there's inserts pressed into the wood for the screws. So you're not going to be stripping out the wood. That's pretty cool. I was a little worried about that, because that's kind of inconvenient for changing a battery. On my Tokyo Marui, this plate here has two little pieces. You basically put it on the stock, and you push it up and it clicks into place. Then when you want to take it off, push down, pull it out, there's your connection, there's your spot for your battery. This one actually gets screwed in. So it's wired to the rear with, oh, and of course we got a fuse. It's hollowed out pretty good. I don't know if you can see how big that actually is in there, but I don't imagine you could put a very, very big battery. The listing for this, this came from evic.com. So right now, at the time of this filming, they're $199 on their website. You can sometimes get these. Keep an eye out. Click on their Epic Deal tab. When this pops up on the Epic Deal, sometimes they're around $179. It just depends on what they do. They revolve. They rotate different items in that particular tab, that drop down. So sometimes you can come across some really cool stuff. I asked them prior to filming all of this if I could mention them on this video. They said that's fine, as long as I don't bash them. I won't be bashing you guys. So everything that I've ordered from them, they have everything from AEGs to parts to fix the AEGs, which is also a good thing for like someone like me who basically You can see this is half the collection behind me up on the wall. There's several more I haven't hung yet, and you got to learn how to work on your own stuff. So being able to get the parts to fix that, that's an awesome thing. So shout out to EVIC. So let's see, I have a few different types of batteries here. I'm just curious what will fit. I'm pretty sure this big fatty isn't going to fit in there. 9.6, 4,000 milliamp hour. Got the Nunchuk. And then this one, which is actually a battery that's been rebuilt, it's a 9.6, 2,200 milliamp hour battery, nickel metal hydride. This is what I used to use in the M4 carbines in front grip. Works pretty good, but it doesn't look like there's enough room to slide that all the way in there for this. So this is a 9.6, 1,600 milliamp brick style. Let's see if that goes in. Well, that fits perfect. That slides right in there. And obviously the 8.4 volt will definitely fit if you want to run that. That one goes right in, not a problem. Nunchuk probably will fit perfect. Yeah, so you got to use a small type battery in this. Whether it be a Nunchuk or a brick. These side-by-side Nunchucks won't work because you can't put them into the rear stock like this. And there's not enough cable to put it in that way. And of course we all know this. There is no way that would fit in there, especially with the wiring. And it's as far that's as far as the large battery will make it. So not something that's going to fit. As far as LiPo, they recommend, or the listing on evic.com recommends if a LiPo 7.4 volt. Well, most 7.4 volt LiPo batteries, they're going to fit in here, no problem. I have an 11.1 1,500 milliamp LiPo, will fit in here perfect. Am I going to hook it up to this? No. Until I can verify the piston. If the piston has a full row of metal teeth, then I might try it. That seems to be one of the weaker points when all of a sudden you have these high discharge batteries that just whip the gearbox into motion. A lot of the pistons don't have a full row of metal teeth. Some pistons have a half row, some pistons only have the last tooth is metal, the rest are all polymer. Well, when this thing zips into motion at a high rate of speed, eventually it's going to strip those teeth right off. Metal gear, plastic piston. Unless you have a full row, I do have a couple that have a piston with a full row of teeth. Also have a MOSFET in them, so that I'll run with the LiPo. I don't know if they recommend the 7.4 LiPo, probably because it's not a ton of voltage, and because it's just standard trigger contacts in here, just old school. It's not a micro switch or anything like that. Running a 7.4 is probably going to be, it's probably going to be safe. And of course, we get emails and everything going on. Okay, so let's see. I don't have anything in this magazine, but let's see if any of these batteries will turn this. Let's start with the 8.4. It is fully charged. Let's see here. Ooh. Okay, so it took that. Let's see if I can actually stuff it in there. Just be careful with this thing. This is real wood, and they like hollowed this thing out with a chisel. So there's actually pieces of wood in here, and probably really easy to get a splinter. So rather than put this butt plate on for each battery test, let's let me just do it like this. Let's see if I remember correctly, all the way down is semi. But let's see. Point this in a safe direction here. See what happens. This is an 8.4 battery. And it cycled it. I don't know if you can see this, but you have the blowback going on here. Watch that. So it gives you a little bit of feedback, gives you a little bit of like recoil. So I guess that helps with the little bit of the realism. Let's see how fast it cycles with an 8.4. Oh, that's cool. This thing actually almost seems to cycle like the real one. Actually, the 8.4 probably a little bit slower than a real AK as far as rate of fire. But still, that's... Alright, let's clear that. Alright, let's try a 9.6 and see if that does, how much faster that spins it. Like I said, I'm not going to do the 11.1. I'm not trying to strip this thing out. I just want to get a couple of shots of this thing cycling. And we're going to get this, I'm going to get this to the chrono and see if what evic.com says it does with a 0.2 BB. We'll see if it actually does it. And we'll try and get a rate of fire. I don't know if my chrono is working accurately on rounds per second, because I had a M249 that I chronoed, and with a 9.6 it said it was doing 18 rounds per second, and when I put an 11.1 LiPo in it, piston had a full row of metal teeth. I put the 11.1 in there, the FPS went up a couple points, and it said it was doing 41 rounds per second. 41? If you've ever heard an AEG do 28 rounds per second, that's pretty fast. I don't think it was doing 41. It was spooling pretty quick, but it wasn't that fast. I have a friend who had a Classic Army, an old school Classic Army M4 that shot about that fast, and that was just right out of the box. So I don't think it was doing that. But let's try. Let's do the brick one, 9.6 brick. Let's see how this cycles. I gotta be careful putting this in there. I think I got a splinter already. There's a little piece, yeah, a little tiny piece of the wood. Man, real wood. All right, let's see how this does. This is a 9.6. Let's see how this cycles here. Oh, this one's dead. I got some of these batteries that are not even that old, and they're charged, and they're not spooling stuff up here. All right, let's try a different 9.6. This is the Nunchuck. This might do the same thing, because even though this says it's 9.7 volts, I tried to use this for the M249 and held the trigger down and it died. Let's see. Now that one's spun. So this is a 9.6. I don't know if you're going to be able to hear a difference or not. Let's try it semi-auto. See if it's any different. This might die as I try this. See? Alright. Enough playing around with these little piddly batteries. Let's bust out the big boy here, because I know this will turn the dang thing. 9.6, 4,000 milliamp hour. As a matter of fact, here, I can put it in there just about that far. Alright, let's try it. Let's do this here. Let's see how this is. Let's see. See how fast that cycles now? Let's try this. Try it in full. This is a 9.6. Fully charged, large 9.6. Now that is just nuts. Alright, well, that's pretty fast. That's probably about as fast as I'd want this thing to shoot with the electric blowback. You'd probably be tearing this thing up if you put an 11.1 LiPo in this. Just for the sake of argument here, let me see if this rebuilt battery will spin this. This is also 9.6, 2200 milliamp hour. And these cells aren't that old. I had this rebuilt recently. Okay, so let's see. Okay, so it cycles on semi. Let's try full. Yeah. So 9.6. If you can get a good 9.6 volt battery in here, this thing is going to be a ball. This thing is going to be fun to play with. All right, let me get this thing put back together. We're going to put this metal butt pad back on here. And we are going to probably get into shooting this thing. We get this to the chrono. Now, for the record, I'm not an AK guy. I don't always run the AK. I usually run an M4. Okay, let's see if we can get this in here. We got the 9.6 volt nickel metal hydride, 4,000 milliamp hour, kind of jammed into the stock of this Kalashnikov licensed AK-47 airsoft gun. And I loaded up this high cap with .2 BBs. And let's see what a chrono's at. See what happens here. You gotta be kidding. Wow. That's pretty interesting. Let's see if it gives me a rate of fire. Now this was a bit off the last time I tried this. I don't know if it's going to give me a rounds per second or not. Let's see. Try it out. Let's see what happens. .33 rounds per second. That's not bad. Well, she's cycling good too. All right. All right, so overall, pretty impressed with this particular AEG. It's got a good weight to it. It's very sturdy. It doesn't creak like some other AEGs. But again, this thing is all metal with real wood furniture. The magazines seem to be pretty compatible with others. Here's my old Tokyo Marui one. Clicks right in. But you'll see on the chrono video, first shot out of it was 418 feet per second. So some indoor fields probably wouldn't let you use it. I did change out the rear stock. This is the stock from my old, you can see it torn apart here. That's the stock from the old Marui, Tokyo Marui AK. That fits fine. Makes it a little easier to change the battery. Plus, I might do this to save on the wood. Keep the wood looking really nice. If this gets damaged, these are the old pieces anyways. I also put the pistol grip from the old AK, and I'm going to switch out the wood on the front here. As far as the threads for the barrel, I guess there are threads here. This plastic piece, I can't tell if this is an Allen wrench or a roll pin that's pushed all the way through the metal outer barrel. So that might take some work to get that off if you want to go ahead and thread on a flash hider, which is kind of what I wanted to do. You can see my the old Tokyo Marui's got this one. And one thing to keep in mind with this SEMA AK-47, I don't know if you can see this, but right here, this little detent right here that keeps this from spinning, you have to push this in to get this off, is not on this AK. It does not have the detent. So I guess if you do get this orange tip off, just be aware it doesn't have the detent, so you're going to have to make sure that it's pretty tight. You can see the hole where it's supposed to be, but it's just not there. So just something to think about. Like I said, not bad. It is heavy. It is pretty heavy because it's all metal. But not bad. We'll get some more. I'll get some footage of this. Get some game footage. Get some BBs out of it. Get some miles on it. It did seem to cycle fine with 2.3s and 2.0s for the BBs. You'll see as I chronoed it, I had one that shot under 400. A 2.3 got mixed in. So it averaged about 415 feet per second. So if you're depending on where you're going to be playing and the type of arena you're going to be in, that may be a problem for the FPS. But so got this. This is from evic.com, and they call it the licensed Kalashnikov AK-47 airsoft AEG rifle with electric blowback and real wood by SEMA Cybergun. Right now they are $199, so just under $200. It's not bad. It's not bad. Seems to be pretty accurate. Again, all metal and real wood furniture. That's not bad for a sub $200 AEG. So now basically I'm just going to see if I can swap out the wood for the older wood here. Like I said, I'm going to try and preserve the wood that came on this, so that when we take it out and go use it, it doesn't get all nicked up. So far everything else is fit on this, as far as coming off my old Tokyo Marui AK-47. So anyways, like I said, we'll get some more footage on this thing. We'll get some gameplay. See if I can get the GoPro out there and get some first-person view of this thing shooting down range and taking out the opponent. But that's it for this review for now, and there will be more to come. We'll be doing other airsoft product reviews, whether it be AEGs or products. Everything from tracer units to different magazines. And we'll be doing tech reviews also. We'll be tearing down some gearboxes, doing some shimming, maybe some, if anybody has any questions on stuff like that. If you have any questions on this, you can drop them down in the comment section. If there's anything in specific you want to know about this, I can check it out and get some answers for you. Alright, so that's it for now. Stay tuned. We will have other unboxings and other reviews coming. Take care.